Clear skies, abundant sunshine going to be a big part of our forecast today. Cold weather advisories, extreme cold warnings across the western half of our viewing area. This goes into parts of middle and west Tennessee, and for a lot of these areas, understandably, I mean, they had much more ice, more snow. I mean, they really had the brunt of this system. And so when you have that snow on the ground, it kind of works like a freezer. It just keeps that cold air in place. So it's much harder for them to really get a chance to warm up. Futurecast models showing that we will see a little bit of cloud cover increasing as we continue to go throughout the evening hours tonight. Hence the reason it may not be quite as cold tomorrow morning. A mixture of cloud cover and sunshine into your Thursday. And then by the end of the week, we're watching the potential for maybe a weekend opportunity for some light snow. Now, considering we're going to be so cold, this will likely come down in the form of all snow. But it does look like most of the impacts that we're watching with this system going to be staying off to our east, which is like the best news ever. But again, considering we may have a couple different impulses trying to move through, the question when we have this cold air in place is clear sky that we're watching across the region. Clear skies, light winds. It's like it's the perfect combination for us to just feel quite cold. We do have extreme cold warnings, which have been in place both yesterday and today to our west. And you have to think that this is an area that had much more significant ice, much more significant snow. And so it's kind of working like a freezer. I mean, it's just keeping everything that much colder. Today, we will continue to see quiet conditions, a few clouds building tonight, hence the reason why tomorrow morning might not be as cold. Few off and on clouds stick around into your Wednesday and into your Thursday. And then, yes, we're watching the system that's going to be pushing somewhere across the southeast as we go into the weekend. But models, even from what we were watching yesterday, have started to push this off to the east. So again, we look at those model trends, and this is some great news. However, if we do see this little wave of energy pushing into the region this weekend, we may see the potential for perhaps maybe some snow, especially up into the high. Highlight your forecast as we go throughout the rest of the week. We are finally going to be seeing temperatures getting above freezing, but we do have a weather impact alert day in place this morning because of dangerously cold wind chill values. Most of us looking at wake up temperatures into the single digits with wind chill values below zero possible. Mostly clear skies today. So yes, while it is going to be frigid outside, at least we are going to see some beautiful sunshine, which I think is certainly just kind of boost your mood a little bit, right? We do have a cold weather advisory that will be in place through the morning. Extreme cold warnings to our west, with those areas to our west again seeing much more brutal impacts from this most recent event that made its way across the southeast. So when you have that ice, you have the snow in place, you don't see temperatures above freezing, it just kind of works like a freezer. And again, it keeps everything that much colder. We are going to continue to see a few more clouds try to make their way into the region off and on into your Thursday and into your Friday. And of course, we're watching, I'm sure you're going to start to see it on social media, the potential for a system moving into the southeast this weekend. Now, the main impacts with this low pressure system forecast to stay off to our east. I will note we have much colder air that's going to be trying to push into the region Friday night and into your Saturday. And just like what we had yesterday, it's going to try and wring out all the moisture in place, and this moisture will be in the form of snow. We'll continue to have much more with a look at your extended forecast. Not too bad the next few days with highs in the 30s. These frigid temperatures is our mostly clear sky. So we do have a mostly clear sky that we're tracking across the region. We have cold weather advisories, extreme cold warnings, which are off to our west. And understandably, again, you have to think in some of those areas across west and middle Tennessee, they had more snow, they had more ice. And so when you have that extra lingering precipitation and you get these frigid temperatures, it's just really hard for the atmosphere to warm up. It kind of like works like a fridge, you know, it just keeps everything, or a lunchbox, it keeps everything really cold right around that region. We're going to continue to see a few more clouds moving into the region as we go throughout the night tonight. So not as cold as we head into the start of your Tuesday. A few more clouds off and on throughout the end of the week. And I can't even tell you how many people have asked about this weekend already. Now, Friday night into Saturday, we're watching this blast again of Arctic air that's going to be pushing into the region. Like what we had yesterday, it may help to bring in some snow showers, but it looks like most of the activity, at least the main impacts, are forecast to stay off to our east. And Both of our long-range models are showing this, so not as much of a concern going into the weekend. And then next week, if we see a few impulses of some moisture moving in, tends to happen this time of year. It doesn't look like we have any major concern